Hello everybody, Shinjo here, and welcome back to Let's Talk Anime episode 66. It has been a while since I've recorded this, so I wanted to get this recorded. I have no script for this, so I might go a little bit off the rails or not talk enough about these three topics, but yeah. Before I go any further, if you have any recommendations for Let's Talk Anime, leave them down below. I'll get to them as best as I can, as fast as I can. But the first thing is Ousama ranking. This is very fitting that I'm discussing this because the new season is out right now. I'm not really sure if you would even call it a season because it's not a season 2. It's basically a spin-off in a way. It's hard to explain, but spoilers for the first season of Ousama ranking, by the way. After everything happens and Boji becomes king, that is where the story ends. But everything happening in this part of the show, the Treasure Chest of Courage, is all stuff happening in the middle of the story, before the story begins. One-off sort of stories that start and wrap up, and that's basically it. It's honestly really fun. I even like the episode where the horse is overweight, so the horse loses the weight to impress another horse, but he gets his heart broken and he just goes back to eating again. Even the stuff that doesn't have much plot relevance is really cool. But as far as the show as a whole, Boji is a really good protagonist. I don't know if I'd call him one of the better protagonists, but he's just, for lack of a better word, a kind-hearted goofball that sees the good in everybody. It's definitely a show that falls more on the sickly sweet side, but it's still a really fun show, and I love the comic book style of it. I didn't think that there was going to be anything else from this show, this franchise in general, but we got this spin-off and I've been enjoying it for the 10 episodes that it's going to be out. Even characters like Didus and all the other background characters are really fun to watch. There is a little bit of mystery in it, so they really could do a follow-up second season or even a movie if they really wanted to. I wouldn't be upset if they didn't, but I would definitely welcome it if they did. But without any notes, it's hard for me to describe what I like about this show. It's just a show that's right up my alley. Boji's a really good character. I didn't even talk about Kage yet. Kage is a really good foil to Boji as well. And it's just hard to describe what I like about this show because it's just all the characters, all the interactions. It kind of reminds me of Steven Universe with its art style, its plots, and all the characters. It just gives me that vibe, and I really love this show. Definitely one of my favorite modern anime. Now on to the next thing, and this is definitely outdated by the time this video comes out, but it is Aim to be a Pokemon Master and in general Ash's departure from the anime. There are definitely going to be spoilers in this if you haven't already guessed this, but considering that it's been over a month since this finished, I don't think that spoilers will be an issue, but just on the off chance. So Ash defeats Leon, like most people expected that he would, and he just leaves the anime, and that's it. It's honestly a surreal experience because with characters like Yugi in Yu-Gi-Oh! And even a lot of early anime like Tai from Digimon, you never think that they'll leave, but Yugi got replaced by Jaden, Tai got replaced by David, and Tai isn't even in the later Digimon seasons. So it's just amazing that Ash has hung around as much as he did. Probably second only to a character like Luffy from One Piece. But it's honestly a weird thing to think about that Ash is gone from the anime, at least at the moment. I'll get into that part later. But I guess to give something else to talk about, I can discuss Aim to be a Pokemon Master really quickly. There's honestly not really much to talk about. There's a Latios plotline that's just kind of there. I do like the cameos from Ash's old Mons. I don't know if all of them got an episode. Obviously they didn't because Pokemon like Primeape didn't come back. But the Pidgeot cameo in the last episode was just wild. And of course, Ash's Alola team is in Alola. Overall, Aim to be a Pokemon Master is okay. It definitely plays more to nostalgia. Especially in, for example, the Lapras episode where Ash reunites with his Lapras. And Lapras uses Ice Beam to cover the cave floor with ice and then they slide out. Referencing Ash using Lapras in the Orange Islands in that one battle. But there's a lot of references for longtime fans of the series. But if you don't catch them, then it doesn't really hinder your experience, in my opinion. Overall, it's just weird to imagine that Ash is gone, at least at the moment, because transitioning into the next topic is Pokemon Horizons. I think it's appropriate for me to discuss Ash leaving the anime, followed up by Horizons. It just makes perfect sense to me. At the moment, I've only seen 7 episodes of the anime, I think it is. The last episode that I watched was Liko and Roy trying to get in contact with Dot, or most likely Nidothing, and they don't want to interact at all. And they practice by battling Captain Pikachu, and that's the last episode. There's a glimpse of what Dot looks like, and it's already been established that she's around the same age as Liko and Roy. I personally think I'm going to like the design, because I already like what the hair is looking like from what I've seen. But at this point, Dot's already been revealed, so it's definitely outdated at this point. But as far as Pokemon Horizons as a whole, I've really been enjoying it. Liko, which is essentially replacing Ash alongside Roy, doesn't feel like the exact same character. She feels like a character all her own, especially down to the point of being anxious about talking to others. Can definitely relate. But Roy, for the few episodes that he's been in, is a really enjoyable character as well. I'm not sure what exactly they're going to do with the story, because I know that they're going to meet up with Nimona and Brassius. I don't know how they're going to establish this. They could just be traveling around, or they could just be not even doing a gym challenge for all I know. The little bit of these characters that we've seen, and that's not even counting the Rising Voltacklers and the Explorers. The Explorers I'm really interested in, but the Rising Voltacklers I'm really enjoying as well, because it's a situation where there aren't as many kids as the focus. So far only Liko, Roy, Dot, and Amethio, if you would even include him in that group. But then you have characters like Freed, Molly, Orla, Murdoch, so on and so forth. I'm really enjoying their characters. They're really fun. And at the same time, there's stuff that can be developed with them. Because I think it's pretty obvious that Molly either used to or is expected to work at a Pokemon Center, because she's got pink hair, she has a Chansey, she doesn't want to go into the Pokemon Center with Liko in that one episode. So I think that's pretty obvious. Of course, all this could be outdated when this video comes out, but let's not think about that. Overall, Horizons is really fun, and I'm definitely going to do a full series review on it when it does finish, but that's still years and years in the future. But that is today's episode of Let's Talk Anime. It's probably a bit of a shorter one. It's definitely shorter on my end, but I didn't really have much to talk about with Horizon since it's still early on. and I'm still getting into the groove of recording these sort of videos. So let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you enjoyed, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you next time. Momentai.